Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Iqbal and I are here on campus asking students about the upcoming election. We'll ask them what matters to them most and other opinions they may have. Come along to see what they have to say. What role do young voters play in this election?
I think young voters in this election play a really big role in actually choosing to go forward in our country, and especially choosing a candidate that isn't just the lesser of two evils.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think young voters play a huge role into this election, as most voters are older generations and have different standpoints and perspectives. So as young voters, I think it's very important to voice your concerns and your perspectives, because of course we have different mindsets than other individuals. So I think it's important for them to vote.
I think that young voters play a really integral role, especially in this election, because from a lot of the things I've been seeing, I feel like it's going to be a close race, and I think that young voters are going to play a big part in how this election ends up.
Any thoughts?
I think it's important because young voters especially are kind of the voices for their age and the ages below them right now. So who they choose to vote to represent everyone is going to be making decisions for all of those people that maybe don't have those voices yet, and it's important to think about that and use that to vote.
What key issues matter most to you in this election?
I think abortion's a big one. Border security's a big one. Those are some of the things that have been talked a lot recently, and I think those are going to be a big thing in the upcoming election.
What role do you think young voters have in this election?
I think young voters have a really crucial role in this upcoming election because they have so much more access to social media and a lot of different perspectives that the older generation wouldn't necessarily have. I also think that we have a lot of undecided voters in the new and upcoming group of voters, and so that will be really crucial to kind of get people to work together and look more deeply into the things that our actual electoral candidates are doing instead of just all this political divide that's happening in the older generations.
Perfect. Good answer. Okay, next question. What main issues are you passionate about in this election?
The issues that I'm most passionate about in this upcoming election are just abortion and border control, and I think that abortion specifically because I have my own political and personal beliefs that go along with that, and specifically in the aspect of children, I believe that children should and should not have certain rights, and so that's a big issue for me, as well as the border control issue. I think that we need to treat it in a very humane way and see that yes, people from outside are coming in and there should be an order, but it's also they're humane. So I just think that there needs to be a good plan for that rather than just speaking words.
I think with this election specifically, I am more focused on the amendments, honestly, and I feel like it's really important to start kind of small and locally to make bigger changes, and I feel like the decisions that affect us the most are local, kind of locally. So I feel like that's exactly where we need to start, and I think we should be more educated on who we are electing and not just the president and the vice president and whatnot.
Yeah. And what factors influence your voting?
I would say definitely the amendments and what we're kind of voting on after that, but honestly it's just to get out there and vote. It doesn't even matter if I disagree or agree, or if I'm okay, there's not really much this election that I really care about, or the amendments, but I feel like the best thing that we can do is just go out there and vote, just to make changes, honestly. So there's not really a factor that affects me. It's just I'm gonna do it no matter what.
What are your thoughts and opinions about the candidates running for president?
Well, I am going to be voting for Kamala Harris, and I think the thing that I like about her is during the debates and stuff, she actually came up with ideas and plans to follow through with what the things she's going to do. So she had plans for immigration, she has plans for how to help low-income families, those sorts of things. I'd say the Republican Party, the problem I have with them is there's a lot of dangerous rhetoric going on with
using the militia against our own citizens. You hear Donald Trump talking a lot about the enemy within, and that kind of, those things kind of sometimes get written off as like, oh, he's just crazy. But if we look back in history, like that type of dangerous rhetoric has consequences and can snowball into much larger things that I think that a lot of people, especially like student age people, are concerned about as far as rights to our body, women's rights, gay LGBTQ plus rights, rights for people of color, immigrants, that sort of thing. So it is concerning that that the other person is very divisive, and I think that what we need right now is somebody that's going to try and unify everybody.
So I feel like anyone who has kept up decently with this election knows that both sides are very not the best. To be 100% pro-Trump or 100% pro-Kamala is just a bad choice in my opinion. But when it comes to the actual policies, I feel like Kamala is going to be the better choice. She has more detailed plans about what she wants to do, and she also addresses America as a whole instead of just her supporters, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what role do you think young voters have in this election?
Young voters are going to be a very, very strong demographic that needs to focus and needs to lock in for this election. There are over 40 million new voters, including almost everyone on this campus is new as well. And the only thing is encouragement: get out and vote, go to the polls, mail-in ballot, whatever you need to do. It's important because this could be the next 4 or 8 years of our lives.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed hearing from fellow students about what issues matter to them the most. Stay tuned for more episodes. See ya!